Many of the written works covered in this podcast deal with serious topics and may be triggering to some listeners. As host, we strive to have fun and educational discussions about the books we cover and do not condone any politically incorrect terms or dated ideology. We strive to discuss these issues in ways that will not alienate or suppress others, but will be covering themes that may not be suitable for children. Also, cuss words are a part of our regular vocabulary and drinks will be had. So keep that in mind if you are sensitive to liquored up loudmouths. Welcome to Liquor&Literature. We are a podcast, a book club, and a happy hour. My name is Lauren.
I'm Amber.
I'm Sam.
Jesus.
Sorry, I have a little in my throat.
You're practicing for your hardcore metal album.
Welcome to Liquor&Literature.
So this episode is one of our extrasodes. We are going to kick off a book recommendations episode. So basically, for this episode, we're not going to cover an entire book. We're kind of going to give our recommendations of a book that we aren't going to cover on the podcast because it's either too long, we don't have a movie adaptation, whatever. So it's going to kind of be a summary of 3 books that we found enjoyable and we feel like you would find enjoyable as well. And with that, why don't we say what we are drinking today since we don't have an actual drink pairing?
Hell yeah.
You want to go first, Sam?
Sure. I'm drinking Electric Sunshine from Avery Brewery, which is out of Boulder, Colorado.
Yes.
It's a fruited tart ale. It is not a sour, technically, although a lot of times people are like, it's a sour. It's just a little tart ale, that's all. I love me some sours, but, you know, it's just on the latter end.
The latter end.
But it's an ale with papaya, pineapple, kiwi, and I'll be your huckleberry.
Oh.
And I think the brewer or the brewery owner or the brewer, like, it was he made it for his girlfriend.
Oh.
I think I read a long time ago. Or it could be
that particular beer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It could be completely full of shit, but I feel like he did make it for his girlfriend. So it's
nice. Well, there is a girl on the label, so
it's vibrant, colorful, and paradise.
The artwork is pretty rad on that.
Yeah.
I actually like their beers a lot because there's a couple other ones that I've had that I really liked too.
Yes, I've enjoyed their beers for sure. And I normally don't like sours that much, but I tried a little sippy doo and I liked it. So
her exact words were, "That's a good float trip beer." I'm
yes.
like, yes,
I'm ready for a float trip.
Same.
That's for damn sure. Amber, what are you drinking? Did you hear that guilt?
Yeah.
Amber, are you ashamed?
I am not ashamed. So the weak-tongued bitch is drinking a Smirnoff Ice, grape flavor, because it reminds me of my early 20s. So, you know, and barfing my guts out and being really hungover on a train back from Chicago. That's
why
what
would you want to remember that?
Because it was a great night of fighting over one of these with Lauren.
Yeah. I think we briefly talked about that on one of the episodes.
Yeah, I kind of remember this
story.
But
I think some of it got cut out. But.
Yes. We fought over one of these whenever I was quite young in my early days of drinking, and they taste like Dimetap, which is my favorite children's.
That looks like it tastes like Dimetap.
Yeah, it's like the exact same color and like clarity of Dimetap.
They used to be clear. They did not
used
to. Yeah, when we had them and were arguing over them, they were clear. So when I bought them today, I was like,
cloudy white, clear weirdness.
They
look like real lemonade.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
But they're yummy.
Yeah, because
it tastes like Dimetap.
They use. Oh my god, I forgot. That is a memory. I forgot that they were all like clear, because I really liked the orange, the grape, and the watermelon.
Yeah, grape is yum, but it tastes like childhood sickness.
Amber walked in.
Childhood illness.
I was like, Amber walked in today, and I was like, "How old are you?"
Help. And I was like, leave the weak-tongued bitch alone.
I was trying to rearrange my beers in the fridge, and I was like, Amber, your Smirnoffs are in the way. And she was like, how did you know it's mine?
Because Lauren didn't drink that shit.
And I just looked at her like,
yes, you do.
How would I not know?
I mean, not for like...
Not recently.
20 years.
Fuck off with that.
I mean, if that's all I
It's
had
yum.
and somebody gave it to me, I'd drink it.
Mm-hmm.
Would I pick it out and buy it? Absolutely not.
Twist my arm, I'll drink one, sure.
Yeah.
But
I was looking and
if I
I
get
was
drunk
like,
enough, I will.
this
I'm not
reminds
buying
me
it,
of a
though.
long
No,
time ago.
I'm not wasting my money on it, but
I thought about several things and I was like, I could get a little silly on a couple of Smirnoffs.
yeah, there
Get
you
a
go.
little- Get a little wild.
Yeah,
Did I actually even take a drink of that?
you did. But you were in conversation with Amber. You want to try it?
Yeah, I forgot. I was like,
Sam's doing a taste test of my drink.
it smells like a cleaner, but you know.
So I got the Tanqueray. It's like a pre-canned gin and tonic, which normally I'm not a big fan of the mixed drinks that are already canned, but
Oh, that's not bad.
I have a way
light.
of pouring really heavy on that liquor when I make mixed drinks, and I didn't really want to get shit-faced today, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna play it safe and get the pre-made ones. So it's
It
definitely
smells
it's more
nice.
sweeter than what I would normally have for a gin and tonic, but you know, it hits the spot. What did you think, Sam and Amber?
I think it would be better if it was cold because it's warm now, but like it's really light. I expected, because in my personal opinion, a lot of times when I've had these pre-mixed
Yeah.
cocktails in the can, they are way too strong.
Mm-hmm.
They're either way too strong or way too sweet, and that is just like very light.
5.9%, not bad.
No, it's light. It doesn't taste like straight alcohol, and it's not like overly sweet.
Again, a good float trip accessory.
Yeah.
Honestly.
That it does. It's.
Did you like it, Amber?
I was surprised that I enjoyed it. The smell of it, I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna like this." And then I took a sip and was like,
Well, you're
it's
not,
not
a
quite
big
what I expected.
gin and tonic fan.
I'm not a
so-
gin.
That's-
I don't like gin because I think it tastes like perfume.
Yeah. Well, okay, so they have
But that
so
one's nice.
Tanqueray's like my favorite. Well, not my favorite. My favorite gin is Koval out of Chicago. You can't get it down here. Second up is Tanqueray, and they have one that is Ling Per Lime flavored Tanqueray, I believe.
Mhm.
And so that's what this one is Ling Per Lime gin and soda. Oh, it's not even tonic water. Gin and soda. That's probably why it's a little bit more sweet. But
Well, see, tonic actually has sugar in it.
yeah,
Club should not.
yeah, true. Oh, so do you think this is club soda?
Yeah.
I don't even know what the fucking shit I'm drinking.
Yeah, it should be club soda if it's soda.
It didn't even say what
So-
Okay. It doesn't say what kind of soda it is.
Rude.
Can I
It
try
has
yours,
0
Sam?
fat and 0 protein.
Can I try yours?
Yeah.
Let me take a little
Sippy
sip.
shrip.
Notice
It
how
smells
Sam and I
nice.
did not ask to try Amber's. You know,
Y'all
fuck
know
it.
what it tastes
Let
like.
me try the Dimetap.
Oh yeah,
The diamond top.
it doesn't pair well
It's
with what I
almost 3
had.
p.m.
So
Oh, you know?
I'll take the Smirnoff Ice.
My beer's not good with your diamond tap.
Mm-mm. I will take my slightly alcoholic grape soda.
Oh
any
yeah,
day.
that
It's just alcoholic grape soda. It's yum.
it smells like.
I just want to smell it.
It smells like, you know those little drinks that we used to drink when the Squeeze-Its?
Yeah.
It smells like a Squeeze-It.
It also smells like grape Tootsie Pops.
Mm-hmm. It's like a grape soda.
I'm gonna do it.
Watch, Sam and I are going to drink all of Amber's Smirnoff Ices now. Not bad.
It's like the most watered down diamond tap ever.
Yeah. If
It-
that was medicine, I'd take that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was like because I had my beer, but I didn't really get a lot of flavor.
Try it again.
Actually, I don't. Oh, you know what it actually tastes like?
Hmm.
It doesn't taste like Diamond Tap. It tastes like a melted freeze pop, but not as intense.
I can see that. You see that?
Yep, that's what
Freeze
it is.
pop.
Yeah, the grape freeze pops.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
I
For
can
some
see
reason, I
that.
was thinking bomb pops, which are not. Those
No.
are the 3 different colors.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
just the
I
flavor
know what you're
ice
talking about.
BS. Yep.
Either way, it reminds us all of something from our childhood. But
Yep.
what? We all have different opinions.
It's true. What did you think it would have tasted like though?
The Squeeze-Its.
Yeah.
The Squeeze-Its.
What do you mean? The
Oh my gosh.
You don't know what a
Squeeze-Its
Squeeze-It
are,
is?
girl.
Like the Kool-Aid jammers? Like the little...
Yeah.
The
No.
little... They used to have
Oh.
They
faces?
had
Yeah.
faces on them.
Okay,
These guys.
Yeah. Okay.
They had a purple one.
I forgot about those.
Squeeze-Its. They're probably still around.
Yeah,
I don't
they
know.
used to have names on it. Yeah, they still
Yeah,
have
these are all the
Squeeze-Its.
different colors.
Yeah.
Look.
See, no, that's too rich.
Grumpy grape.
It's too rich for my poor ass.
So they have a mean green puncher. Oh, that was my favorite, was the mean green puncher. I love that one. And then Chucklin Cherry. Smarty Arty Orange, Berry Be Wild, Silly Billy Strawberry, Grumpy Grape, and Rockin' Red Punch. Punch? What's that say? Puncher. Oh, Rockin' Red Puncher. So they got 2 boxers.
Ooh.
They got 2 boxers.
Why couldn't it be gregarious grape? Why does it
Because-
gotta be grumpy?
Because it's a kid thing. Kids don't know the word gregarious.
They used
Well,
to
they
have-
need to be literate and learn
It's
it.
true.
I'm
You
just
gotta
kidding.
study for your ACT.
They used to have names for all of them, and do you remember they used to have like the thing where you could like throw the pellets down in them and fucking shake them up?
No, I
You
don't
don't remember
that. Well, the Kool-Aid ones were different than the Squeeze-It ones. These are the actual Squeeze-It ones.
Squeeze-Its are Kool-Aid.
No. They're different things.
Yeah,
Are
said-
they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It said it was different things.
Yep. Squeeze-Its were different than Kool-Aid.
Maybe I remember
Jammers.
the Kool-Aid ones. I remember
Versus
Squeeze-Its too.
Kool-Aid. You said Jammers?
Maybe Kool-Aid. I don't remember.
Jammers? Question mark?
Kool-Aid Squeeze-Its, Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid Jammers? Squeeze-Its and Kool-Aid Jam. Oh, this is AI overview, so who fucking knows if it's right or not.
Jammers were in pouches at the time.
Both
No.
popular fruit-flavored juice drinks, but Squeeze-It was known for its unique squeezable bottle, while Jammers are in pouches. Oh, so that was...
Like,
okay.
Capri Sun is in pouches.
The Squeeze-Its that I remember had names on them,
Let's see.
and there were
Show the images. Show the receipts.
Oh, that's true. Let me just do
receipts
that.
are didn't happen.
Oh, bursts.
Yeah,
Kool-Aid bursts. So those were the ones you're talking about. I was talking about
Yep.
the ones that actually have faces on them.
Yes, but there was it was either
these?
Squeeze-It or Kool-Aid. I
Little
can't
hugs.
remember which that had little pellets you could throw down into them and make it a different color.
Oh.
So my poor ass, we had the little hugs.
Oh, here's the Jammers.
Because my dad, when he would haul a load, sometimes if they had extra or whatever that were damaged, whatever the pallet was slightly dented
Dented.
or
Yeah.
whatever, like
He'd get the extras.
Yeah, he could have it if you wanted it.
Were those like the barrel ones?
Mhm.
Yes.
I remember those.
We had a fucking year's worth of
Oh,
little
yeah.
hugs in our basement for
What a cute little name for a cute little package.
We have
Hugs.
those
So
for the
cute.
kids. They're
Oh.
not that brand, but they're
like
the same fucking thing.
they're very intense. Like some of them where you're like, oh, I can feel it burning my throat.
Yep.
Question for
Like
y'all,
the fruit
though.
punch was the one that really did it.
What the fuck was up with people changing the colors of food in the 90s? Because that was like a
The
trend.
ketchup.
The ketchup, the Cheetos.
Yep.
There was a bunch of things where it's like, let's make this green.
I think it's because they really figured out like the science, like chemistry wise of it, and they're like, ooh, I bet we could sell this because it's fun colored, and
Yeah.
it worked.
But even me as a child, I did not like the colored. I was like, no, I don't. Cheetos are already messy. I don't want to have a blue mouth. Thank you. And blue
Yeah.
fingers. Like, no, thank you.
Never really cared much, and like we weren't gonna get that special shit.
Plus,
anyway,
Shrek came out, so then it was like everything was green. It was like,
Yeah.
yeah, and it was like fucking $2 more than normal ketchup. It was like, no.
Yeah, it's like why? Because it's colored different like that.
Not doing that
Stupid.
Well, it's
shit.
the same thing as like the fucking goldfish. My daughter is like, Mom, can we get the princess ones? I'm like, they're just fucking pink.
Yeah.
They still taste the same. I'm not paying $2 more for that shit.
Just because they have Elsa on them. I'm
Can I
sorry.
Can I get the macaroni and cheese that's got SpongeBob? It doesn't fucking taste any different. Actually, it does. It tastes weird as shit. No. You're not getting it.
No, I get it. It's like my mom was the same way, and I'm like, honestly, I don't blame her because food is expensive.
It's expensive enough as it is.
Mhm.
It was
For shit.
so when I lived out in Pittsburgh, they had this cocktail at this one bar that I used to do burlesque at, and it was called the little hug, and they would
Oh,
make
cute.
a cocktail with one of those little hugs, and they'd serve it back to you in the little plastic barrel
That's
with
adorable.
a straw.
That's darling.
I wonder who came up with that.
I
That's
don't-
so cute.
I don't know, but they're so the owner actually passed away,
Aw.
and they obviously were no longer open, so like that's really sad. But
Yeah.
we love that place.
All right.
R.I.P. ham bones.
Little hugs. That's so cute. Do you have an estimation on your DoorDash?
I feel like it's gonna be here any fucking minute.
Because if it is, then we'll stop before we do.
Yeah, he left 15 minutes ago, supposedly.
Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna stop so Amber could get her Wendy's fix, and then we will be back to do our book recommendations.
Did he get fucking lost?
They're
How is
coming
that?
down, Ross.
He's coming. He's coming. All right, we are back after Amber nourished herself with Wendy's, and we talked about...
Nursed herself?
Did I say nursed?
It sounded like you said nursed.
My boobs are big enough that I could.
Did you suck on those french fries?
Weird.
Nourished.
Just
But
saying.
you know what? I'm not gonna yuck your yum if you want to suckle some of that. Ghost
I'm not
pepper
gonna.
hot sauce.
Please don't put this in there. My dad listens to the podcast.
Oh, it was so funny when he was
Yikes.
over helping out. He was like, "I listen to every episode, and sometimes you guys say the darndest things." He's like, "You guys cuss a lot," and I'm like, "Yep."
That's why it's in the warning.
Fucking damn sure we do. Oh, shout out to your dad though, because he I think is one of our number one fans too. Him and
Yeah.
Ellen. So
Yeah, he like fangirls about it
Yeah.
all the time.
That's cute.
Yeah, he's like, I tell all kinds of people about your podcast
Yes.
and this and that.
No,
It's like, thanks,
my family
Dad.
don't give a fuck.
Aw. That's okay.
Yeah, he wants more bookmarks so he can get some
Oh,
out.
I will give
Aw.
him more bookmarks.
Yes,
Yeah.
because I'm out of bookmarks completely
Yes.
ready to give him some.
We have bookmarks as our business cards,
Yes.
which was Indy's idea. So
Yes.
shout out to
Of
Indy.
course it
Hey.
was.
Yeah, of
Thanks,
course it was.
Indy.
Thanks,
You're
Indy.
so smart.
I love her so much. She's so
Wow.
good. Well, she does have a degree in marketing.
Yeah,
so-
exactly.
yes.
So shocking, not.
Right.
But
She's
she
so
came up with
kind.
that great idea.
Right?
She's so creative. All right, so I guess I will do mine first. So the book that I picked, I kind of already broke the rules for our first book recommendation episode because it's a book that I have not read, but I know is a good one.
The fuck?
So the reason why I recommended this is because I was listening to an episode of This Podcast Will Kill You.
Oh, I love that podcast.
Which-
Shout out to them.
I actually got Amber into that podcast.
I love it.
It is kind of like a disease podcast. They talk about, it's a medical podcast.
Listen, they're
It's a science
epidemiologists
podcast. Yeah.
and they're so fucking cool.
It's
and
really
it's
cool.
all about microbiology and it's so neat.
Yeah.
I want to
yeah.
hang out with the
No,
Aarons.
That was what it was
Yeah.
about.
No, you would love it. You
I
would
thought
love
it was like
Sam.
another murder.
No,
one.
it's not a
No.
murder one. I mean,
Oh,
there is
shit.
death in it because they talk about diseases that will fucking kill you. But
I would love that. Then.
it's an educational thing.
I
They
love it.
do a
I need to start
really
listening.
cool one on the bird flu.
They do a really cool one on everything.
They do.
Like,
It's super cool.
it's right up your alley, Sam. But anyway, they started, they have like their normal episodes, but they kind of started a book club of their own where one of the Aarons interviews different authors of books that she has read. And there's a book called The Black Angels by Maria Smilios that they did an episode on. And during this episode, I was like, this book I know I would love, and I know that you guys would love. Because, let me tell you what it's about.
Tell us.
I will tell
Let
you what
me
it's
tell
about.
you.
I'm going to read this from, she has a website called mariasmilios.com. This is where I'm getting most of my information. All right. This is the About the Book section. New York City, 1929. A sanatorium, a deadly disease, and a dire nurse shortage. So begins the remarkable true story of the black nurses who helped cure one of the world's deadliest plagues, tuberculosis. During those dark pre-antibiotic days when tuberculosis killed 1 in 7 people, white nurses at Seaview, New York's largest municipal hospital, began quitting. Desperate to avert a public health crisis, city officials summoned black Southern nurses, luring them with promises of good pay, a career, and an escape from the strictures of Jim Crow. But after arriving, they found themselves on an isolated hilltop in the remote borough of Staten Island, yet again confronting racism and consigned to a woefully understaffed facility dubbed the Pest House, where no one was left alive.
So Amber groaned, and I had a
Yeah.
sour fucking face because we all knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Well,
Mhm.
it sounds a little Tuskegee syphilis.
Oh, definitely.
It was
Yeah,
the first thing I
definitely,
thought
for
of.
sure.
Kind of
I was
around the
like,
same
God
time, too.
damn it.
Yeah.
Spanning the Great Depression and moving through World War II and beyond, this story follows the intrepid young women, the Black Angels, who for 20 years risked their lives working under dreadful conditions while caring for the city's poorest. 800 souls languishing in wards, waiting to die or become guinea pigs for experimental, often deadly drugs. Yet despite their major role in desegregating the New York City hospital system, and regardless of their vital work in helping to find the cure for tuberculosis at Seaview, these nurses were completely erased from history. The Black Angels recovers the voices of these extraordinary women and puts them at the center of this riveting story, celebrating their legacy and spirit of survival. So I wanted to read that because I'm like, there's no way I could like explain it the way that the website did.
So eloquently.
And just the interview with the author was just very captivating. And I was like, dude, this is a book that all three of us I know would love.
Yep, for sure.
And she was talking in the episode with This Podcast Will Kill You that a lot of this was like stories from, I think it was like it took her 8 years to write the book. And it's all like, she interviewed people who, I think it was like, a lot of the nurses had passed by then, but it was a lot of their like relatives and word of mouth. I think there were a couple of nurses that were still alive that she was able to interview, but a lot of it was like oral history, which I think is pretty cool that she had to dig it all because there's no actual books about it,
which is insane.
Yeah, but also makes fucking goddamn sense because racism.
Is that facility still around?
Ooh, I don't. That's a good question.
Because that would be a
Seaview
cool
Hospital.
I'm sure that would be a pretty interesting paranormal site, but also just a cool site to visit.
Let's see
whether there's paranormal or not.
This says New York Health and Hospitals / Seaview. So I wonder if it's still around. Staten Island. Nursing home. Okay. There's a nursing home.
So yeah, if it was a sanatorium,
Seaview
that actually makes
Hospital.
sense. They turned it into a nursing home.
Yep.
Oh, okay. This is what Wikipedia says. Seaview Hospital is a historic hospital complex in Willowbrook on Staten Island, New York. The original complex was planned and built between 1905 and 1938 and was the largest and most costly municipal facility for the treatment of tuberculosis of its date in the United States. After being shuttered, the complex was listed as a National Historic District. Oh. After many years of sitting empty, portions of the complex have reopened as the Seaview Hospital Rehabilitation Center and Home, which operates as a long-term care and rehabilitation facility in the New York City Health and Hospitals Corporation Network.
Interesting.
Okay, so part of it's still around, but I think like if you go to that area, it's very historic and they preserved a lot of things.
Very cool.
So that was a good question, Amber. Thanks for that lovely question.
I'm a nerd.
I enjoyed
I like
it.
that stuff. That sounds like a badass book,
Well,
and the fact that it deals with the unfortunate topic of segregation and how they fucking used to abuse, and they still do this sometimes, but not.
It's not as obvious.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not as apparent, but it still happens. How they used to abuse Black individuals to get basically shitty work done that nobody else wanted to do.
Well, they were like, well, their lives are lesser. Who cares
it touches upon that because like this was during the
terrible.
Great Migration, which I know that we've talked about in other episodes, where it's like a lot of people were coming from the south up to the north because they're like, oh, it'll be better for me. But the author was talking about how like a lot of them had just always lived in the South and they didn't know anything else, and then they just moved to New York by themselves, and it was so much harder because they were by themselves. It was so different. They didn't have any of their friends, and it still was racist.
Of course it was.
And then, you know, it talks about this, I forget the guy's name, but one of the big hospital like CEO dudes in New York, it was talking about how racist he was and how like a lot of the hospitals wouldn't allow Black women or Black people to even work there. And the ones that did were the ones that housed, you know, they had to risk their lives because of the shortage of other workers and stuff. So it kind of really talks about how they were taken advantage of, but they also fucking kicked ass and like did their job so well.
Yeah.
Well, this book also talks about how like if you were rich and you were white, you would go to even Europe. If you were really, really rich, you'd go to Europe. If you were not as rich, you'd go to a fancy white hospital where you'd be sitting in the big chairs, whatever those chairs are called. Adirondacks chairs, and you'd be
in the solarium,
and you'd be painting, and you'd be reading, and you'd be doing all these things.
Sunshine.
But if you were a person of color and you didn't have much money, you'd be sent to one of these hospitals where you basically, it was like they didn't have antibiotics at that time or anything to cure tuberculosis. So it was like basically you were just waiting for your deathbed. So the nurses were there to help you get to that point.
They were just basically hospice nurses at that time.
Yeah, palliative care. Yeah.
Well, and now even. The treatment for tuberculosis is like 6 to 12 months.
Yeah.
It's a long time before you get treated. And then we've talked about this anyway a little bit on our podcast before because we talked about it in the Bell Jar with Buddy.
Oh yeah.
Buddy had tuberculosis.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And
It's come up a few times in other things too.
Yeah.
I think
Tuberculosis is just.
I mean, it's still around, man.
It's a huge part of history.
Yeah.
I mean.
Oh yeah.
It wiped out I think it was a quarter. It was either a fifth or a quarter of the population.
Yeah.
I did a huge. You think I'd fucking remember? Because I did a epidemiology study on this for one of my things. I did a 10-page fucking report on it.
I know that I talked about it at one point too, because when I was still doing clinicals, I had to go in and dress out for a patient that was in the like reverse air purifying, the negative pressure rooms because they thought he might have tuberculosis.
Wow.
And I was like, I'm a student.
This is too much for me right now.
The fuck? Yeah. You better not give me tuberculosis.
You are learning
The thing is,
a lot right now.
Yeah.
The thing is, I'd rather know because 9 times out of 10, it's not the ones that you know about. It's all the clients you've been exposed to that you don't know about.
Yeah, true.
Oh, I had so many of those too in the ER that I was like so mad about later.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
by the way, they have Hep C. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be like, they'd be like, oh, they have RSV and flu and COVID. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
That guy coughed in my face. Thank you.
Yeah. I don't. I honestly.
Amber's face. That was amazing. Thank you.
I honestly
great.
don't know how I made it out of clinicals not
Yeah.
having COVID or RSV or flu or anything. So, congratulations to my immune
You
system.
know, as Destiny Child would say, you are a survivor.
I guess so, because it's fuck.
Yes.
Because they'd be in there coughing in your face.
Mm-hmm.
They'd have a mask on their chin, but they'd just be coughing on your face. Don't do that!
It's fucking rude. Wear your mask.
Yes, please.
I always love the ones. I've had calls from clients. I was diagnosed with COVID yesterday. Can I come to my appointment? No.
Stay the fuck
No
home.
fucking goddamn COVID.
What if I wear a mask?
No.
Wear it at home.
It's not that important.
What do we say?
Now.
I will tell the doctor that you have COVID. Do you need med refills? Do not come in.
Yeah.
And you can totally use that, like all of us saying no at the same time as a recording to send to
Yeah.
patients.
Let's make a gif out of it.
No.
Well, I just have a couple more points.
Yes,
Another.
please.
I'm just because
Sorry.
No,
We're
you're
off
fine.
topic.
No, you're totally fine. It's totally fine. Because I think I've listened to that episode, that This Podcast Will Kill You episode 3 times at this point, because we were actually gonna record this episode a while ago, but then we didn't. So I think
Sam is just convinced she's already recorded a part of this.
It was so funny because
We were
we've had that twice, that conversation.
we were
with Sam.
actually going to do 2 books each for this episode, and we were going to record this episode with the poetry episode, but then we got shit-faced and we didn't want to do this episode. And I remember Sam
We went to
saying,
get Wendy's.
oh yeah, Wendy's again. Wow. History is
It's
cyclical.
repeating.
It's because
History is
Amber
cyclical.
recommended it.
But that hit
And
the
I
spot.
like my
That hit the spot
cheeseburgers.
tonight. But anyway, it was funny because Sam was like, thank God, because I only got one of my books done. And we're like, okay. And then, like, the last time I recorded, Sam was like, I swear, we
did
recorded
one.
that already. And then she was telling us about the book that she was going to do. I'm like, nope. I remember you telling us about it, like, just off air, but we never actually did it. So
Yeah, and today I come in and I'm like, oh, I didn't bring my other book because I swear that we already recorded like one each. And they're like, nope. And I'm like,
Still no.
nice.
what's really funny is Amber came over and I was like, I feel like Sam only did one. I just have this feeling. And then you showed up, you're like, I already did my other one, right? We're like, no! So next time, but that's okay. We're filling this up with, tuberculosis talk and other things. So this will be,
Which is fun.
this will still be a full episode.
All right.
Why did I talk? Oh, because I've listened to the episode that
3
they
times.
did 3 times. And I re-listened to it yesterday again, like for the 3rd time. And one of the other things that they were talking about is how tuberculosis was definitely, like a lot of diseases, it was very stigmatized.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, a lot of people were like, didn't want to admit if they had a brother who had it or like if they had it or anything like that. So that's one thing I just wanted to talk about was like how stigmatized tuberculosis was because, well, at this point, but I feel like way back when, wasn't that the thing that was like aristocrats got it and they're like, oh
it's the fainting sickness.
Oh.
Yeah. So it kind of switched.
So there's a couple things. So aristocrats made it into like
a cool thing.
Yeah, they were like it was
A romantic thing to die of.
Yes, and it was, what is it, like in vogue
Mhm.
to have it. So women would fucking starve themselves and like pretend to have like
I have consumption.
sleeplessness. They'd like make their eyes look sunk in
Yep.
and like their cheeks look really rosy and shit.
Yeah.
And they'd stay out of the sunlight to look fucking sick
Yeah.
because it was in vogue
Well, shit, I'm rocking that already.
to be tuberculosis. It's like
Sam's got
I
some
look
TB going on.
phenomenal.
I just
because
need
I've
more
seen the
sunken in
sun.
cheeks because I got the dark circles and I got the pale ass skin.
Yeah.
I live in a basement and I just work
You
in the
know,
hospital all day
you
and I
would-
never see the fucking sun.
You would totally fit in with any era, like Victorian era piece or anything.
I'm
like
just
that. You
not
totally would.
skinny enough. That's the only problem.
But I do think that is kind of ironic how it was like the cool thing to
Mhm.
have, and then
Yes.
it transitioned to like, oh, you should feel like you're poor if you
But
have
they still
tuberculosis.
stigmatize it because
Yeah, no, still they do.
they do this even
Because
today.
it's terrifying now.
It's terrifying, but now they're like, it's typically, and they'll say this in the medical field when you're learning all of the shit about tuberculosis, they're like, it's typically associated with the poor because they're
Yeah.
all strung in together, like all living in a small enclosed space.
But it's
and-
also like highly associated with like third world countries.
It is.
Mhm.
It is.
Yeah.
So like those unfortunately go hand in hand.
Yep.
You know, poor communities and third
And not
world
having the
countries
proper like
and
vaccinations for
vaccinations
it.
and healthcare
Yeah.
and
So-
those things like that. Yeah.
What's really interesting to me is that if you are in like India, not that India's third world, but they have a higher prevalence because their population is so
It's huge.
dense.
Yeah.
They have extremely resistant tuberculosis.
Mm.
So XTB is how that one is.
Mhm.
And then they have TTB, which is totally resistant tuberculosis.
Yeah.
And it is, yeah.
So I knew about the extremely resistant because there was a couple incidents, I don't know, within the last 10 years here where people had come back and they ended up having it and they had to be in isolation for like a really long time
Mhm.
because they couldn't, like everything they throw at it, it wasn't working. I did not know there was a totally resistant.
There is
Yeah,
a
that's
totally
kinda scary.
resistant tuberculosis.
Not kind of. That is scary.
That
It
is
is.
terrifying, yeah.
And I remember, and I just very vaguely read about it in my,
Yeah.
like when I was doing my report, and I mentioned it in my report.
Well,
But-
it's funny that you mention it now because that's another thing that Maria talks about in the book, or at least I'm sure it's in the book, but it was in the interview, about how there were two different kind of vaccines that they were testing out during this whole thing.
Mhm.
And so that hospital that is focused in this book, the nurses got those vaccines and they were able to observe what was like, yes, it was helping the patients, but what were the side effects, because they were with them all the time. So they're like, oh, we noticed whenever their legs they had restless leg syndrome because of the vaccine and like what the pros and what the cons were, because they were constantly with these patients. So I thought that was an interesting thing because it was like they were at the ground, what's it called, not the groundbreaking, but like they
The
were
ground floor.
the ground, yeah,
They're
the
like at
ground
ground zero,
floor.
basically.
Yeah, of like testing out these vaccines and seeing if they were going to work. Because there's one that kind of worked, but then tuberculosis started like becoming
Amping
resistant to
up,
it. So
yeah.
then they started another one, and I don't remember the two different ones. But then the second one was better, but that was the one I think that was causing like the more side effects or something like that. But it just goes back to show you like how caring these nurses were when they were like working in these shitty environments, but also trying to provide care for these patients that they knew were probably not going to survive, you know?
Yeah.
All right, I have two more things.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can move on. So a little about the author Maria Smilios. This is a quote from her website. Probably about the author page. While working as a developmental editor for Springer Science and Media, editing books on rare lung diseases, pediatric and breast cancer, neurology, and on ocular diseases, she read a line in that research that led her to discover the story of the Black Angels. So she already had kind of like a background in like medical stuff, which I also thought that you guys would appreciate.
Which is quite a variety.
She's a badass. Yeah, I think it was specifically in the interview she did, it was specifically something about the rare lung diseases that she was like, hold up, what is this about this New York hospital and this period that I need to research more? Through writing the book, she has become involved in advocating for health equity, especially affordable and accessible tuberculosis drugs in TB-heavy countries by working with and supporting organizations such as NTB, TB Alliance, and Partners in Health.
I love it.
Yes.
That's awesome.
She sounds great. And then if you go to her website, www.mariasmilios.com, there are...
Can you spell Smilios?
Oh, yes, I
would have no idea.
Smilios is her last name. Smilios.
Cool.
So on her website, there is actually some video interviews with Virginia Allen, who was one of the nurses who started working there when she was 16 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yes. I think there's a part in the interview she did where I think it's Virginia that she described she was helping babies.
Aww.
Like that had TB. Which is kind of hard. Like, literally a baby taking care of babies.
Yeah.
You know. I mentioned how one of the nurses, Virginia Allen, there's video interviews of her, but I wanted to shout out some of the other nurses that there are text blurbs on Maria's website that you could check out, and also buy the book. Marjorie Tucker Reed, Clemmy Phillips, which Clemmy Phillips, that's a cute name.
It is very cute.
Clemmy Phillips, Kate Gillespie, and Phyllis Alfreda Hall Lambert. So shout out. I'm sure there's more people in the book, but those were the ones that were on the website that I wanted to give a shout out to. But I definitely think I'm going to buy this book because I've listened to that episode 3 fucking times, and each time I was captivated. And I learned more from it because, you know, there's a lot of information.
I want to listen to it and / read this book.
Yeah. Do we need to take a break to
Yep, because I gotta pee.
I gotta pee and get another drink. Welcome back to our our first book recommendations episode. Sam, episode. Do you want to go next?
Sure. So my book is not based on real life. And
that makes 2 of us.
I love it a lot, and I read it many moons ago, so I had to actually look up the summary because like I forgot a lot. But it's a little bit of a read. It's 642 pages. It's called yeah, which is why I was like, we can't
you
do
have
this.
it right here. It looks pretty hefty.
Yeah,
I just gave it a pat.
You did. It's very yeah, I read this in college during my undergrad, so it's been a long time. It's called The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova.
Oh, I like that last name. Kostova.
It was also published in 2005, which makes sense why I read it in college.
Oh, relevant. That was around that time.
Yeah,
yes.
It came out like the second year I was in college.
Wow.
So a little bit about the author. She has written 3 books since then. The Historian was her first one. It came out in, like I said, 2005. She also wrote The Swan Thieves in 2010 and The Shadowland in 2017. And I haven't read any of those other ones, so I couldn't tell you if they're good or not. The movie rights were actually bought by Sony. And I feel like there's a movie called The Historian, but I don't think it's based on this book.
Excuse me.
That is impressive.
I tried to block it.
Nice.
It didn't work.
Nah, you're the worst at blocking your books.
There is a film called The Historian. Let's go on IMDb. 2014. Oh, what the fuck?
That does not look right.
They say, okay, this is the premise. It's a drama. A history professor flees a painful personal tragedy, taking a job at a new university where he struggles with a contentious department chair, study apathy. Oh, student apathy, new relationships that challenge his worldview.
Definitely not this book.
Boo!
But they do have things in common. It's professors.
Well, this has 4.7 out of 10 stars on IMDb.
Well,
That don't seem very good.
I don't think this one actually ever got made into a movie, though. I think they just bought
They
the
just
rights.
had this, yeah,
Because it was
that's a
so
whole different thing.
popular,
Yep.
and then they just never did anything with it.
Hmm.
So personal facts about Elizabeth Kostova. She, during the writing of The Historian, she won the Hopwood Award in 2003 for Novel in Progress.
Oh, I didn't know there was an award for that. For
Yep.
an unfinished novel? That's pretty cool.
I didn't know either, and I was like,
It gives-
Hopwood Award.
It gives you a reason to finish the book.
At least it like, gives you basically a really good peer review and be seen
Oh,
if it's
yeah.
like worth
That's
continuing.
a good, that's a good pat on the back if I do say so myself.
So her sister Victoria Johnson is also an author. Her maiden name is Johnson. Her married name is obviously Kostova, which her husband is a Bulgarian IT professional, which him being Bulgarian actually plays a huge part in the book.
Oh.
In 2007, she created the Elizabeth Kostova Foundation, which creates a support system for Bulgarian authors and fosters friendships between them and British and American authors. So they can kind of like go back and forth and all that. So the reason why she even like started writing this book is because when she was a young girl, her dad was a professor and he was actually teaching at some university in Slovenia, and he would tell her tales, and some of the tales that he would tell her were about Dracula.
Ooh.
Very cool.
Oh, okay. You got me hooked now. Well, Dracula. Okay.
Her mother was a librarian, and she often took her and her sister on like basically field trips to different libraries, and they were able to check out like 30 books at a time, and they had a special
Nice.
space in their house so like for the library books. So like
That's cute.
libraries
I love
and
that.
books and things play a really big part in her novel. And she also ended up traveling a lot in Eastern Europe when she was not only a little girl but an adult as well. So she had a very interesting love for Bulgarian folk music. Like she ended up studying it.
That's cool.
Yeah, she went to Yale for her undergrad, and then I think it was the University of Michigan for her Master of Arts. So she was pretty invested in like Eastern Europe and their culture and their folk tales and things from a
Kind
very
of
young
sounds like
age.
you, Sam. I can see you getting into Bulgarian music too.
Maybe.
would
I
say
had a
so.
roommate when I lived in Pittsburgh, and he's like one of my good friends, and we used to call him. We used to tease him that he was a vampire because his ancestors were actually from the Carpathian Mountains.
Damn.
And there's a thing at, is it Pitt? Which universe? I think it was Pitt, maybe. But it's called the Tamburtzans, and they're basically like Romani. Romani? They might be. If I'm wrong, I'm so sorry. But they're like Eastern European dance groups, and
cool.
they would dance to like the different folk music and things.
That's cool.
Actually, I have a couple records because he just like gave them to me.
You meet like the most wild and fascinating people.
I'm
like always intrigued by like Sam's like, and I know this person. I'm
I know.
like, what the fuck?
Sam
you know
needs to
such cool people.
Write her own little biography.
Yes.
So I lived with Chris.
She knows vampires.
Well,
Not shocking, actually.
actually, two of my best guy friends. So Chris is one of them, and Vincent is the other. And
Yeah, you talked about
we
Vincent
used to
before,
call them both vampires.
Yeah. See?
I lived with vampires, and I didn't really know, did I?
Mm.
It was just your normal.
That's-
Well, now I know who I'm going to call if I want to do my own haunted house.
He actually used to do one of the biggest haunted houses in Pittsburgh.
Yes! He's a professional scarer. Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Yep.
Crazy random happenstance.
Of course, Sam would know someone that worked at a haunted house.
I know a
Shit.
couple people actually,
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
yeah, he did it for several years.
I wish I had your life, Sam.
You know what? Moving to Pittsburgh on a whim was probably one of the best things I ever did in my life.
Sounds like it. Dang, I need to go to Pittsburgh. It's freaky there.
So fun, and there's so many weirdos.
Weirdos.
So many weirdos. So I guess I should actually talk about the summary of the story, and not my weird friends.
That's okay. We got all the time in the world.
That's true. So the book is, you can kind of describe it as the Da Vinci Code meets Dracula, like Bram Stoker's Dracula meets any of Anne Rice's books that include her secret society, the Talamasca. So basically it's like a historical treasure hunt through letters, libraries, history, symbolism, and horror, and all to find the tomb of Vlad Tepes, which is just Count Dracula. The actual name of Dracula, if you didn't know he was a real person. Vlad Tepes.
Vlad the Impaler?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, his last name is Tempest.
Tepes.
Tempest?
It's Tepes. With the little squiggles on the E's. Yes.
Ooh. Fun fact of the evening.
Yes. Tepes. So basically several different characters' lives are intertwined throughout the novel, which is separated into 3 different parts. It all begins with a strange book about Dracula, like as a real person, Dracula, that the unnamed narrator finds, which is in her father's things, and you never know her name, which is odd.
I bet it's Elizabeth.
You know what? All these things, I'm like, girl, it was probably you. You were just basically putting yourself into the book. It's fine.
Yes. I mean, that's what authors do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, you write what
Makes
you know,
sense.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
So-
Yeah. What's relatable?
Mm-hmm. It's actually, apparently, she got the idea for the book when she was hiking the Appalachian Trail with her Bulgarian husband, and she immediately went and wrote like 7 pages of different thoughts for the book.
She was inspired.
Yes.
Nice.
But yes, so she finds out that her father and his previous professor, like 20 years earlier, had investigated this book that they had found, because the professor also had found one when he was younger. And they went to like research the tales of Dracula and whatnot, and they went as far as Istanbul, and then strange things happened, and the professor was like, nah. He stopped researching it, but he gave everything to her, the unnamed narrator's like father, and he held on to it for a while. Then she found it, and they ended up basically researching it together, and unfortunately her father disappears. So in the second part of the book, because all that was in the first part, the second part of the book basically is the narrator reading like diaries and letters and things like that from her father, and when he was younger and was doing this stuff with the professor. And she starts investigating with him, but she also finds out who her mother is, which happens to be the professor's wife.
Oh, her dad's
Dun, dun,
professor?
dun, dun.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But the professor...
Scandalous.
I know,
I
scandalous.
was not expecting that.
But the professor had also disappeared, apparently, and like his wife was trying to find him with Paul, the narrator's dad, and they couldn't end up finding him, and so they ended up like getting together, and she tried to off herself, it didn't work, and like there was a lot of other things
Drama.
that were, yeah, and they're gonna go on, like people were shot they thought were dead. They were not dead. They eventually found the tomb of Vlad, but it really wasn't the tomb of Vlad. And it goes on, and they think
lots of turny turns.
yeah, there's so many twists and turns.
That's what I meant.
Turny
turns.
Turny turns. I like that though. Turny turns. Like, and then like basically they think they've resolved everything in the end, but they're wrong.
What happened?
Dun dun dun! You gotta read the book.
Oh, well, you're already giving away a lot of it. So.
I'm not giving away all the good parts.
Okay. Oh, well, Sam's leaving us on a cliffhanger, I guess.
Yes.
You gotta read this goddamn fucking long-ass book.
It's only 642 pages.
Oh,
That's not that long.
Let me tell you though. When
That's only 3 of our episodes.
when I started it though, like when I read it, the one time I read it, I'm not gonna lie, I only read it once. I want to read it again. I just am tired and I don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's a lot for me to get to one book for our episodes. Not much less like read 2 at the same time. But
That sounds really. I'm intrigued.
when I did read it, like it was hard for me to put down. It was like one of those books that I would rather have sat and read that book instead of going to class.
Yep.
And I might have at least once. I don't know. It just depends what the class was.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'd never heard of it before.
It's so fucking good.
Nice.
And she's not problematic.
That's always the
Can we
best.
get a huzzah?
Huzzah. She is like American born. I think it was Connecticut where she was born, but she did, like I said, live in Slovenia for a little bit when she was younger, and then she's traveled a lot, and so it's nice to have, even though she is American born, she has a very strong outside experience. So it kind of like is nice.
Yes. Nice. Well, thanks for that. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
There's also a secret society, which is why I was like, and Rice's Talamasca. There's a secret society in there. There's just mystery and murder, and I love the research. I love research.
Lots of like, not culty, but like weird things like that.
Yes. And it's like horror without being like gory.
Yeah.
So like
Historical horror.
yes, and I love anything that's like historical fiction. That's my jam. So I just there was a lot of things I just really loved about this book.
Cool.
Highly recommend.
Highly recommend skip school to read this book. Actually, don't. I'm not condoning that. I'm just saying.
Don't follow that advice.
Sam did. So.
Don't follow my advice. No.
Well, thanks for that, Sam.
Yeah.
Amber, do you want to kick off yours?
So I also chose a historical fiction.
Yes, of course. You guys both love historical fiction.
Yeah,
We
I
love
like-
a nice dressed lad or lady.
Yes, with bodices and all.
Bodice rippers.
That's actually what I was about to say. Is this book is a bodice ripper, which I'm not usually like super into, but this one was. It's a history piece, kind of like I'll talk about
I
it
don't
in a
mind
minute.
it.
Yeah. So I chose Forever Amber, and that's written by Kathleen Windsor. So this book was banned.
Was it because of your name?
I was gonna say
Actually, it is. It is because of my name, but not for the reasons you probably think. So it was banned in the 1940s.
Wait, I didn't realize how old this book was.
It's old. One of the reasons that I picked this book or read this book in the first place was I used to work as a home health aide for a lot of elderly individuals. And so they'd be like, "What's your name, dear?" And I'd be like, "Amber." And they're like, "Oh, like Forever Amber." And I'm like, "I don't know what the fuck that is." Oh, no. I had like 4 or 5 clients that said this. Now, I don't know if it was because of their age at the time I was working, because whenever I started working again 10 years later, I never heard that again.
Huh. Yeah, it must be
It
like
had
the
to be.
I
age
think
group,
it was like the age group.
Yeah.
And so, but one of my favorite like interactions I had with a client was this older blind gentleman who was like, I introduced myself and he goes, "Amber, like Forever Amber. She was a sexy lady." And I'm sitting here thinking, how the fuck do you know?
I'm guessing he wasn't blind.
I don't think he was blind his whole life. But it just cracked me up because I'm sitting there like,
That was a good Sean Connery impression, Amber.
thank you. But that's how he said it. And I was like,
She was a sexy
lady. I was like, all right, game. So eventually, the constant being told of this book, and the fact that it had been banned at any point in time, made me want to read it. I'm going to talk about the author first, and then we'll get into the kind of what the book's about. So Kathleen Winsor was born in Olivia, Minnesota, October 16th, 1919. And she was married first to Robert John Herwig. That marriage was dissolved in 1946. And then she married her second husband, Artie Shaw, in 1946.
Artie Shaw, wait a second.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Is he a movie dude?
Was it
Can't
Herwig
remember.
and the Angry Inch?
Because there is an Artie Shaw that
I can't
is
remember.
like a producer or
We'll
something.
talk about it in a minute.
I might have some things to say
I read some
about this
stuff.
Artie Shaw.
And that marriage was dissolved in 1948. And then she had a third husband, Arnold Krakauer. I don't know when she married him. That marriage was also dissolved. And then she married a fourth time to Paul A. Porter, and he died in 1975. She died in New York on May 26, 2003. Forever Amber was published in 1944, and it became a bestseller pretty quickly. It was, in a week, the 972-page novel, yeah, it was that long, sold 100,000 copies in America, and within a couple of years, 3 million people had bought the book.
Artie Shaw was mentioned in one of the episodes of You Must Remember This, which is a classic Hollywood podcast.
Okay.
Okay. So
I was
that
like, I
comes
know the
somewhere.
name,
I'm
but
not
I couldn't
going
tell
crazy.
you.
I'm not going crazy. It's like a MGM episode or something like that. Anyway,
I recognized the name
yeah,
too, but I was like, I
"Wait
don't
a
remember why.
second!" He was definitely married to like some other famous actresses during his time.
I love this quote. I can't say I was surprised when it was accepted, she said many
Wow.
years later.
Humble brag.
She's like, I know this is good.
It seemed only justice after 5 years of effort. The book she delivered was more than 2.5 million words long. The publishers reduced it to a fifth of its length and set aside a $20,000 promotional budget. A
Forever
small
Amber. It was
portion
called
of
Forever
this
Amber because it was so fucking long.
Yeah.
Jesus
Damn.
Christ. So, like, what was published is actually like half of what was actually what she wrote.
Damn.
Yeah.
What was?
Jesus.
I want to know what all the
I
other
know,
junk she
right?
wrote.
She also was the first to point out that while sex helped sell the novel, her writing was by no means explicit. I wrote only 2 sexy passages, and my publishers took both of them out. They put in ellipses instead. In those days, you could solve everything with an ellipse. She said she found it hard to repeat the success of Forever Amber, even though she recognized that readers like to read about the past because it has no threats for them. Which I really liked that quote.
I do like that quote. That's kind of relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the quote, but it's also like with some of the books that we've read, it's just like so rage-inducing at times.
Yes.
But it doesn't have any consequences on us right now, you know?
No. I mean, it could teach us some valuable lessons about what not to fucking do.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's a lot of layers to that quote,
There is.
honestly. I think she was kind of being satirical with that quote,
Yeah.
too. Because it's like,
Yeah.
we should be learning from the past.
Yeah.
We aren't, though.
No.
Because it's
In a
all
lot of
cyclical.
ways.
I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
it's already repeated itself so many times.
I really like that you covered this because I really am interested in her now.
So the reason that this book, I think, was so interesting to me is because I really like history. And I'm not really interested in this particular time in history because it's set in the 17th century. During
Sam would like this book.
Yes.
Probably.
It's set in 17th century English society.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's about an orphan who rises through the ranks of 17th century English society. So I don't think from the get-go, I don't remember, but I don't think she realizes she's an orphan. So her mom dies in childbirth during a storm. And
course it's during a storm. It just can't be normal everyday life. Sun signs and puppy tails.
Has to be dramatic.
And I remember they were, because the reason they called her Amber is her eyes are amber colored. They're like that golden brown.
She got that Hep C.
No. She's not jaundice.
Irises.
Her irises.
Hey, not the whites.
Some of them got yellow eyeballs and
they ain't right.
He's handsome. He don't have scabies.
It needs to be on a shirt.
So she's an orphan, but I don't think they ever tell her that she's an orphan. She's like raised by, if I remember right, like a religious leader in the town. She ends up working like kind of like a barmaid situation. All the girls in town talk shit on her because she's really pretty and all the boys really like her.
She's got those hep C's.
She's got those hep C eyes.
Just batting them around.
Fuck. Put that on a shirt.
You brought that up, Sam.
Put that on a shirt.
This is on you.
got them Hep C
If we
eyes.
have
Girl,
any
you got
comments,
them hep C eyes.
any hep C comments,
It's my fault.
it's Sam's fault.
Put it on a t-shirt
Yes.
for us.
got them Hep C
Oh,
eyes.
fuck.
Scabies and hep C.
Shit.
So anyway, she's raised in a really religious home, and like the cavalry or whatever, they're like freaking King's army comes through, and she's like, oh my god, that soldier who is just absolutely dog-ass ugly in the movie is so handsome.
Oh dear.
And I must have him. And she like fucking runs off with him. The movie's terrible. Don't watch the movie. It's really bad.
Now
I didn't
this
even know
is
there
sounding
was a
like
movie.
Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah. So she's super in love with this freaking guy. But
What's his name?
Bruce.
Freaking douchebag.
Yeah.
The boss.
Yes. So
The boss is his nickname.
Because he's Bruce.
basically,
Oh, not Bruce Springsteen.
No.
Bruce
basic,
Springsteen is attractive.
Yeah.
I think.
Even as an older man, he
yes,
is
I think
attractive.
so.
Mm,
I would
yes.
agree.
so she's like, I'm gonna follow you to London, and he's like,
If you
All right.
must.
I guess, whatever.
If you must.
He's like,
so
I guess so.
disinterested.
It's like I'm a fuckboy.
I'm gonna do you the whole way, but
And
you
then I'm
know.
gonna drop you off
I'm
somewhere.
gonna
Yeah.
lose you out
yeah,
on the docks.
basically once we get to London, that's on you.
Fucking Bruce.
Well, when she gets there, she's like, it turns out I'm pregnant. So she finds out she's pregnant.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what happens when you fuck all the way across Atlantic City. Oh,
And
Atlantic
they don't
City,
have no-
Atlantic Ocean.
Yep.
I was thinking of Bruce Springsteen.
Bringing it back.
So she gets there to London, and he's like, you could probably find somebody foolish enough to marry you at this point.
Damn.
Yeah, so go find yourself
What a
somebody
fucking
with some
twat
money. Yeah,
he
he's
is.
like, I won't marry you. This is your problem.
Wow.
Sorry that you got pregnant, but I'm gonna fuck off and go sailing. And she's like, I still love you.
Still
Whatever.
sounds like Pride and
Well, yeah,
Prejudice.
because it was her first,
Yeah.
sexual experience. Of course, she thinks she's in
Yes.
love with this person.
So she marries the first guy who will like
Yeah.
marry her. It goes ugly in a lot of different ways, and she ends up in a prison.
Oh.
Yeah, if you can't pay your debts as a woman, you go to prison.
Sounds like Maul Flanders now.
Yeah. So then she like charms somebody in the prison. They get her out, and she escapes, and she marries somebody else. And there's like this whole thing. She becomes an actress for a while, and then she becomes like a what do you call it? She becomes a mistress to many men.
Oh, courtesan.
Yes, there are many men who are her sponsors. She's basically looking for a husband. Off and on, Bruce comes back to visit. She
Fuck
has,
Bruce.
I think she does.
Many times over.
I am a spewed bitch everywhere.
So she gets pretty high up there, and she basically becomes the favorite mistress of Charles II.
Oh, fun.
Yes.
she's
So
getting up
very
there.
fancy.
She
Oh,
really
it's
is
coming
a
back.
courtesan for sure.
Yeah. She marries and sleeps with men who are richer and more important while keeping her one love for the man she can't have. The novel includes many twists and turns and ends up with Bruce getting custody of their child, marrying an American, and leaving for the New World.
Bruce.
Yes. And so in the book, I think the thing I liked about it is, yeah, sure, she got married a few times. Usually it was so that she could benefit from the money that they had. But she consistently found ways to take advantage of the situations she was in to try and get what she needed.
Mm-hmm. I will say,
So-
after you describing it, and after the history of the author and you describing it, I
would read it.
yeah,
It's a good book. And like, it's very historically accurate. That's the thing
Yeah,
that I
yeah.
think was most intriguing to me was it wasn't just like a fictional novel where it was like a bunch of bullshit.
it wasn't just historical fiction. It was pretty historically accurate
Yeah.
fiction.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, this was our first book recommendations episode, and I think we did rather good. I'm kind of glad that we only picked one. Well,
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad that we got one book because
Of Sam.
we spent a lot of
You're welcome.
almost 2
Thank you.
hours talking about all 3 books. So,
I think we had a lot of interjections, which I think are kind of fun.
yeah,
So
I like it.
I feel like one book each was like a good compromise.
And
Yes.
honestly, I feel like I do want to read all the books.
Same.
Yeah.
Like, I knew what book, I didn't know what book you were doing, but I knew what book Amber was doing, and I was like, meh. And I'm like, yeah, I want to read it.
Yeah.
So-
all 1 million pages of it.
You didn't call Forever Amber for nothing.
Yeah.
Forever because she
Alright.
writes so
Holy
long.
Shit.
Well,
Damn.
anyway,
Sorry.
stay tuned
lot.
next month for another episode. And, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Liquor&Literature Podcast, where you can get more posts throughout the month because we post these episodes. The episodes get released at the end of the month, but we post throughout the month things about the episode that we're going to cover. So
We talk about the drink that's coming up.
Yeah.
We talk about the
The
meal
author.
pairing, the author.
Shout
all
out
of
to
it.
Lauren because Lauren does all the hard work.
She does.
it's
Thanks, Lauren.
fun. I like it.
Mhm.
So
I'm glad you do because
Yes.
that's a lot.
I'm a crazy person. All right. And with that, let's do our motto.
Hey!
Keep the pages turning and the drinks flowing. We nailed it on the first take. Dang. Stock music tracks have been provided by Motion Array and Adobe Stock. Find us on Facebook and Instagram at Liquor&Literature Podcast, where you can dive into more details about the books, authors, and movies we cover. You can find all of our episodes at liquorliteraturepodcast.podbean.com. Until next time, keep the pages turning and the drinks flowing.